On to our last undercount.
All right, Joseph Wagner coming to us from Ring Combat Sports. Rural Retreat here. It's going to be a debut here. He'll be taking on Sean Thomas. He is an independent fighter with the coaching of Chris Thomas and Jacob Fletcher. Floyd.
You know, we always see debut fighters. You never know what you're going to get, but I can tell you that both these young men are going to come out here, and you know, it's always exciting to see debut fighters when they come out into the cage. You know, as we get to see these guys come out here, a lot of times, you know, these debuts are good kind of training modules to kind of see where you've come in from your fight camp. You know, a lot of times these guys come in and you don't have any tape on your opponent. You kind of have to go out of the seat of your pants, but you know, the nerves can be you know, a key factor in these debut fights. Thomason getting ready to start us off here for this 140-pound bout between Joseph Wagner and Sean Thomas. Wagner in the black trunks, Thomas in the white. Immediately coming out flurries of strikes.
Wagner start here.
Wagner trying to pull in that single leg.
There's not been a ton of filling out tonight. Fighters are just going in here and getting right at it.
Wagner having a hard time kind of pulling that leg in.
Thomas has had some good opportunities here to land some elbows to the head that's been very exposed, but he's choosing to opt in for the headlock instead.
Not going to get much there unless he drops down for the couple of knees. Wagner's going to need to work on some of his footwork against the cage there.
Oh, that is deep. Yeah, if he switches his hands over. Oh, I don't know if dropping to the ground was a good idea here. Now he's got even more leverage. Pull on his head.
It looked like he might have had it.
It's in there deep.
He has it, I think.
That's just grit right there. He's across the throat on that.
I would have expected that to almost been a finisher, but Wagner is just tough right there.
Stood a little too close there. If you're going to separate, you need to create a little bit of space. You stand up right next to somebody like that. Oh, seeking in a triangle here. Flynn, outside leg here. He's got to control the arm. He's not going to be able to finish it until he controls that arm. Thomas has got to put one hand to control the bicep, and the other hand needs to start fighting to get that arm down. I mean, he's locked into this position here, right here. All he has to do is push this over and then start biting down on for this. But he's getting stuck because he's not controlling the outside arm.
Wagner's not in immediate danger, but
It's a good spot to be in for.
Thomas did a good job of controlling that first round, but Wagner was really tough there. A couple of times I thought that he was going to have to submit, but he came out of that and needs to make just a couple adjustments coming out of here. But you know, Thomas has also got to start thinking about, you know, he let a lot of things slip out of his grasp there. He should have been able to finish that match in the first round.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's an experience thing. It's also an adrenaline dump and everything. You know, your first time out there, you've got your coaches yelling at you, you're in front of a large crowd. Got a huge adrenaline dump for the first time ever. Your cardio's really been tested. Mistakes like that will happen. But he did miss 2 good submission setups that he had.
Coming out here again, I think Wagner needs to start being a little bit more aggressive on some of the stand-up and start watching some of those that ground game that Thomas seems to be very popular with.
Wise words from the corner there. Here we go. Kane Tomlinson versus the Ice. Somebody get the nose plug. Don't skip the nose plug.
Always got to secure for our fighters.
Fighter safety is paramount.
And still didn't get the plug out.
Hopefully nobody steps on it. Kane Tomlinson's found the worst things in the ring.
Thomas coming out very aggressive here. Wagner up against the fence.
Wagner's got to get off the cage. He really needs to work to the inside of the cage here.
Thomas delivering some strikes here. Wagner is going to start taking his time and starting to be a little more accurate here.
You know, Wagner just landed all those shots, and they didn't seem to do a whole lot. It looks like Wagner might be tiring out a little bit here.
Yeah, gas is a little bit low on that tank right now. Thomas is in a little better position. Seems to be settling into the second round a little better. Wagner is gassed and going up against the wall.
Both fighters' hands very low.
Kind of wild and accurate thought by...
It's a good idea for Joseph here. He's definitely losing in the striking exchange here. He needs to try to get him down and possibly control the position on the ground. Just be very careful about having his head caught in here too, because last time he was in deep on a guillotine and just couldn't finish it. Head popped right out. No worries there.
Thomas not really going to do much there with that arm.
He needs to make the most of his time here and try to posture up, try to start landing some strikes and getting a pass in. He's passing to the side here. All right, so this is a good setup here for a Von Flue choke. It looks like that's what the corner is calling for. And Sean Thomas seems to be fishing for hooks.
Close there. He's not done quite. He's on the shoulder in the right position, but
I think that the hands behind the back have created a wedge, which is keeping him from pressing him flat and actually getting this Von Flue choke. He'll just fold his hand over and go palm to back. He'd be able to get a much tighter push in. There we go. Now it's time to posture up.
elbows, always dangerous. Thomas gets him back into guard. Wagner's improved position, but needs to take advantage of here, right here. Some body strikes and maybe a few elbows wouldn't hurt right here.
Posture up, create some space here. Make sure he doesn't leave a limb in while he's doing it.
He needs to be careful. Thomas has shown before interest in trying to get him into a triangle.
Almost is looking in for some kind of a sweep here. Yeah, like a Kimura sweep, but he doesn't have his hands quite in the right position.
Wagner gassed in the beginning of the second, but definitely showed a little more grit and determination towards the end of the second, and came out there in a little more dominant position.
Yeah, well, going into the first, Wagner looked exhausted as he was walking back to the stool. Going into the second, Wagner looks like he's got a little bit more steam than Thomas does going back into it. So, round 3 should be interesting.
Yeah, on red.
They're probably standing on it.
Well, round 3 of a surprising match so far between Joseph Wagner and Sean Thomas as we come into the last round of our undercard fight. So both these young men get to kind of leave it all out in the cage tonight.
Fighter's showing wear. A lot of exhaustion seems to be in the face of Sean there. I think Joseph's really missing a big opportunity to let his hands go here.
Thomas looks gassed as well here at number 3. Nice knee by Wagner. Body shot. Oh.
Even if it's hitting the arms like that.
Those knees to body will hurt. Needs to work on his feet, his footing a little bit.
Landing some heavy shots against the cage now. Fighter trying to tie up the arms here. Ref is close in on the action. Mouth wide open with the mouthpiece in here.
Not looking good for some of the reserves here for Sean Thomas, who looks solid in the second, but some of the gas has left the gas tank. Wagner needs to take advantage of some of the exhaustion that Thomas is exhibiting here.
Good overhand there. Overhand in return for his troubles. All right. Thomas seems like he's picking up a little bit more steam here. Landing some heavier shots.
Needs to breathe through his nose a little bit. And
I'm not sure he can breathe through his nose. I think his nose is good and clogged at this point. Oh, barely missed with that head kick there. Wagner should go back to that again. He just missed it, barely. Good leg kicks.
both these guys need to dig deep and finish strong here. It's last round's always the toughest, but you gotta whatever you got left, you gotta throw it out there. You gotta get it goes. Wagner's found a little bit of reserve.
Thomas firing back still.
I think one good strike here and Thomas would go down, but then again, Wagner might not be lasting too much longer either.
Both of them are extremely wobbly, and it's not from taking the punches. It's all exhausted at this point.
Wagner with a nice double leg, mainly I think from exhaustion.
Thomas just content to hold on here and ride out the round.
Yeah, you know, something like this, you come down to judge's decision, and a lot of that really kind of boils down to dominant position, kind of see who's, wanted a little more. Both these young men, had a lot of pros coming out here in this, in this fight. So I think kudos to both these young men, but I think Wagner had a little more oomph there at the third, but we'll see as we're going to hand over to the judges and kind of see where this decision is going to come down.
I wouldn't want to be the judges on this one. Round 1 was pretty definitive. Round 2 is questionable. Round 3.
But as we always said, you know, a good fight camp can get you some good conditioning. And I know both these young men came out strong, but you know, good physical conditioning will pay dividends in the end. A lot of good positives to take out of this fight, but also some negatives to look at. So let's hand it back to Lacey Dixon as we get the results of this 3-round fight. Not quite unexpected, but Joseph Wagner for